I'm over Black Wall Street. This is all that's left.
In 1921, many families lost everything they knew during the Tulsa Race Massacre. 100 years later, we are visited by President Biden. But not everyone is excited for this visit.
This is just a show for the president to come here and for me in the Greenwood Chamber not to be at the table when we're the only show that's producing any type of economic development.
What was once 40 blocks of Black wealth is now reduced to just over a single block of Black businesses. Dr. Culver Freeman, the president of the Greenwood Chamber of Commerce, says previous attempts to rebuild a Black Wall Street was met with resistance and gentrification. Freeman is disappointed in the lack of efforts in restoring Black Wall Street to its original form.
After the massacre, less than 5 years later, it was just as successful or more successful. It wasn't until urban renewal or removal, basically gentrification of the 60s, came in, tore down properties, built in this overpass right in the middle of our commercial district, and we haven't rebounded from it.
After great loss, the community attempts to rebuild again, only to experience great loss once more. The community is mourning the destruction of Black Wall Street. But Culver says he's committed to save Black Wall Street no matter what it takes.
The events we speak of today took place 100 years ago, and yet I'm the first president in 100 years ever to come to Tulsa.
Social justice is great. We need that. But you will never have social justice until you have economic justice. Just this call for reparations is great. But what we need is funding. We need it continually, right? And we know the pain is there, right, from these descendants. But you got to do your study and your research, Mr. President. You're not even talking with the right crowd. I'm over Black Wall Street, and I'm not even meeting the president.
I say that not as a compliment about me, but to think about it. 100 years and the first president to be here during that entire time. And in this place, in this ground, to acknowledge the truth of what took place here.
I am the manager at Black Wall Street T-Shirts and Souvenirs in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
For much too long, the history of what took place here was told in silence, cloaked in darkness. But just because history is silent, it doesn't mean that it did not take place. And while darkness can hide much, it erases nothing. It erases nothing. Some injustices are so heinous, so horrific, so grievous, they can't be buried, no matter how hard people try. And so it is here. Only with truth can come healing and justice and repair. Only with truth.
People come in here and receive healing, honestly, social healing. They receive healing from misunderstandings of racism and just all the things that are going on in this world. They come in, they get the heritage, they get the history, they can buy something to remember their time here. But most of all, we want them to come here with this family atmosphere and really get an understanding of what actually was here, what was destroyed, what was rebuilt, and what is now honestly being destroyed again, just by, systemic racism, truthfully, but just by the squeezing out of the history.
My purpose was just to help save this place when I found out what was really going on. And that's my continuing purpose. Until an endowment is set up so that this place will be here for the next 100 years, I'm not stepping down. Now, once it is set up and this place is safe, I'm gone. Because I want to move to the next chapter of my life. But I made a commitment and I made a vow to save this place, and I'm going to save it so that gentrification won't take it, so that somebody that's an NBA player that's offered me money today for the property won't buy it. We're going to do what we can do to save Greenwood.
This is News on Purpose with Jakara and Holman, brought to you in Tulsa, Oklahoma.